Dankeschön. So that was YOLO. Unfortunately, after going on a tour of Wales, trying to radicalise young people to join him on the expedition, he used to do speeches, and there was only one applicant for the vacation, for the post of expedition member, and it was young. The only applicant was a 20-year-old farm labourer from the Welsh mountains called John Evans. He had very little to lose. He was an orphan. You know, he thought might as well start a new life, find a tribe, you know. So we don't know very much about him, but we know that he was born in this house in a village called Weinbawr in the Welsh mountains. He was born actually in this room, and these are the people who live there now. But when he was 7 years old, he had to move out of the house. His mother died on childbirth of his sister, and he had to move to a small one-room dwelling on the mountain with just a mud floor and a simple dial-up connection for the PC. These were very hard times, and so he was in this one-room dwelling that he spent most of his childhood with, on the mud floor. Also, we don't know what he looked like because only rich landowners were painted or drawn, so you know, we have to speculate as to what he looked like. And I did a series of DNA tests in his home village and sent the evidence to my friend Pete, who's an illustrator. This is him, and he drew the first image in existence of John Evans based on scientific knowledge, and this is the first image he ever drew of John. You could call it the Turin Shroud of John Evans. And at this point, this is about 2 years ago, I decided it would be a fantastic idea to go and follow his journey through America as a touring musician. But there was a problem. I didn't know exactly where he'd been, so I decided it would be fantastic to rebuild John Evans for a new age, like a bionic kind of avatar. And so I went to see a friend of mine called Rhys, the felt mistress, and she started to build John Evans, and I'm extremely happy that he's been able to join us tonight for the first time in Berlin. Thank you very much. He's just going to hang out here and enjoy the show. He's 244 years old. Yeah, so I decided to follow in John Evans' footsteps his whole journey, his whole life journey. And what happened was in 1792, YOLO phoned John Evans up and said, "You must join me in London. We're going to try and raise funds, cash, for this expedition to America." And so John Evans walked to London. It took him 3 weeks to walk. They thought there would be rich people in London. They could hustle So I followed his journey, but I had no interest in taking it to an extreme. And off he went to London town. They hunted high and low for rich donors to fund their expedition. They went to places of power, all the seats of power, but nobody wanted to give them any money. And Iolo decided to give up on the expedition. He went home to Wales, leaving John Evans at 22 years old, homeless in London. This was the first setback of his journey. But he was so determined to find the lost tribe that he kept asking people, and he hung out in like bars where poets, radical poets were meeting, and eventually someone loaned him enough money to make the crossing of the Atlantic to the capital of crack cocaine on the wire, Baltimore. This is him landing in Baltimore. It's October 1792. He's still 22 years old. This next song is about his terrible 2-month crossing by ship. It was a really bad scene. What else can I tell you about it? Hold on.